Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah, hello, hello, hello. First and only person here so far. Good evening, Al. How art thou today? Hope thou art wonderful. And the Mad Mower himself is here, zooming about, getting grass cut. How you doing, Tom? You wouldn't be doing much grass cutting here today. It's been raining since about 1:30. And M&C, how you doing? The Prince of Plecos. Oh dear. That's kind of scary how that one took off. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm plicking like a good one. I have pork rinds or pork scratchings, whatever you choose to call them, and energy drink and cigarettes, so I'm good. Mm. And bits of pork scratching caught in the holes in my teeth. And I'm surrounded by plecos and shell dwellers, so, life don't get much better than that. Mm. So, yes, the title of today's stream was because today was the first test of the UK's national alert system. Basically, helicopters boom the bushes. Ooh. What scale's that? Yeah, it's a pretty small helicopter. You're doing yard. Yeah, so the first test of the UK's national alert system. So basically, 3 o'clock today, everyone's phone let out a siren sound. There's been a lot of hoo-ha and panic about it, and does this mean the government has my phone number and they can track me and all this kind of rubbish? It's just using the network. It's not aimed at direct numbers. But yes, the government does have your phone number already, and through the GPS, they know where you are. Um, Never ceases to confuse me. It's like, why are you so worried about the government knowing things about you? Are you doing illegal stuff by any chance? Because if you're not doing illegal stuff, you've got nothing to worry about. you know, I mean, over here anyway. We don't have FBI or CIA to worry about. And there's plecos in the holes in my teeth. Now, I've got a good one up here that I can actually jam a cigarette into and leave it there. Until they make it illegal, yes. I mean, you can turn it off in your phone settings, but that's kind of like deactivating the airbag in your car. Or the little beeper that goes off if you don't plug your seatbelt in. It's just, it's only there to keep you safe. And howdy, Quirky and Debs. It's not illegal to do this. We just want to track you and add you to a list and all your associates. Yeah, I don't associate with people, so that's not a problem. If anyone's bothering to track me and see what I'm up to, their job is even more boring than my life. Only one of your phones went off. Yeah, Mary and I forgot about it, and we were asleep when ours went off, so kind of woke up, hit the OK button, and then went back to sleep. Exactly. So the government knows what you look like. They know where you live. They pretty much guarantee to know your phone number. Well, yeah, there is that, but our government is probably not quite as corrupt as the American government, marginally. But yeah, so it's already all being tracked, and the people are always posting these things from their phone as well. So you're like, hmm. So it's a failed test if not all the phones go. Well, at least one of them went off. So let's be honest. All it is it's a 3 minute warning that Vladimir has got upset and pressed a big red button. We got 3 minutes to kiss our loved ones goodbye before we go boom. That's pretty much all it is. It's not going to go off for any other real reason. It's not going to be like, alert, a cow farted somewhere. Pope owns both governments anyway. Yeah. Not the UK one, because we have split state and religion. Religion has nothing to do with state. The only thing in living memory that religion has done was actually for our benefit. That was to restrict the hours for Sunday trading. Scottster, how you doing? Because when the Sunday trading came in, the church basically got all grumpy about it, and the only way it came in was if it was, very short opening hours. Nowhere, well, for businesses over a certain size. Yeah, so small shops can be open 24/7, like news agents or whatever, but supermarket everywhere open on a. Oh, phone's going multiple ping. Yeah, no, so it's just one of those random things. Yes, very well put. The time when religion was at its height was called the Dark Ages, and its lowest was called the Enlightenment. Tells you something. Oh dear, Scott's sending me videos. Well, I mean, as long as they aren't nudes, that's okay. Um, money, money is why. Nude backyard plinking, too many bugs. That time of year already where you're going to get mosquito bites where you don't want mosquito bites. Yes, it is. They're already around here as well. Not at the moment because it's still piddling down with rain, but there we go. Oh, yes, squirrel ticks. Yeah, definitely don't want anything juicing. Yeah, don't want anything there. Got tons of cash. I don't got tons of cash, you. Hello, how are you? No, I'm definitely not rich. You don't even they changed it now, so it's just standard hourly rates on a Sunday. It's only bank holidays. Some of us get paid more in retail. A lot of retail places don't even pay more on bank holidays. All those placos, I've got to sell the blooming things. I've got enough here to supply England. I literally have more bristlenose plecos than the largest UK distributor of bristlenose plecos. Yeah, and I'm down at the moment. I've only got about 900. Um, I think somewhere around there. Yeah, I know. Most people, 900 plecos is a scary number. For me, it's a thank God it's come down a bit. And hopefully next week get rid of some more. And maybe if we're really, really lucky, clear another tank out. So we'd like to shift some of them Limia and some of them Limia. And have I ever tried opening a spot? No. Yes. Oh, a plecicure. That they do. They will soon. They soon rasp the dead skin off your hands, but it's not a pleasant sensation, like say with Gara. Hattie, my dear, Hattie's monster tanks. How are you? Why would Dad abandon the fry? Um, got scared, freaked out. Um, Generally, once they've hatched and their yolks are they've absorbed the yolk, then the dad will just leave them. Um, but yeah, every so often they'll have had enough. Fred does it occasionally. He'll either just disappear and not bother because he's had enough of it. Um, yeah, it can be stress, not not necessarily unwell, but not physically strong enough. Um, Especially if you've got multiple females and a single male, then yeah, don't worry about it. It's just one of them things. And sometimes the eggs will get booted out the cave as well, but unless you're really worried about every single teeny tiny little plecklet making it to adulthood, um, don't worry. Uh, Because I've encountered a few people lately on Reddit who want to breed bristlenose plecos, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I bred. I really want to breed them. I really want to breed them." And I'm like, "I hope you got at least a half a dozen tanks spare to put them in." Why? I'll sell them. They're slow growing and they breed faster than they grow. You're going to get overrun very fast. Well, how many do they have? 20, 30, 150? Huh? Hello, Angelique. Hello, got me a turtle. Went to the pond for some baby fish and ended up with a turtle. Yay. Last time I had a turtle, I had to run upstairs really fast. And I hope, for your sake, you don't get that joke. Yeah, it isn't a joke, June, is it? I've seen before and they've got like a 20-gallon tank and a pair of bristlenoses and a couple of other fish, and that's it. And I'm like, you're going to need a fry rack because you're going to have a tank full of bristlenoses very fast, and you're going to need more than that little sponge filter. It's turtling, it's turtling. The wombat is wiping its nose. Yeah. Yes, I got to say that similar work on yesterday. Yes, oh, gotta go touching cloth. It's a couple of people like, what? Boo. Hello, Andrew. How are you, sir? Hope you're all well, Mr. Aquarium Daily. Had a wonderful time in your stream last night. Wombats do the cubic poops. I think it is wombats that do a cubic poop. Yeah, so they can play Minecraft after they've been to the toilet. And the thing is, you've got to know also that if they're coming out square, their hole's got to close with a bang. So when a wombat poops, it claps its own cheeks. Oh dear. A quarter of an hour in and we're on cheek clapping, cubic pooping. Redstone computer from Wombat Bricks. Exactly. And there's probably worse building materials to build a house from as well. Wood, tin, straw. Yeah, 3 little piggies. Now, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be entirely surprised if that story was originally written about people living in windy places or places that are, prone to tornadoes. Don't build your house out of straw. Don't build your house out of wood. Build it out of bricks and it won't blow away. Black and grey turtle from Africa, and his name is Alexander. Alexander the turtle. That works. And I'm sure Alex from the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium wouldn't mind sharing a name with a turtle. You'd probably enjoy it, in fact. Yeah, wattle and daub. Yeah. Yeah, there are still wattle and daub buildings that people are living in the UK now. And I don't mean where they've gone all eco-friendly. I mean because they're like 1,000 years old. Once that stuff sets and dries hard, it's stronger than concrete. Very well insulated as well, and insect repellent. Oh my god, E-Rock! Big hugs to Eric. How you doing, my friend? Long time no see. I hope you're not being too sedimentary at the moment. Oh, hang on. Is that another escape plecklet? I thought I caught them all out of there. See, this is another problem with pleco farming. You get random escape ones all over the place. Oh yeah, and just in case anyone spots a flash of orange in there, um, one of the male apistos from the Super Bristlenose Flex got popped in there this week, hoping he will deal with some of the Limia fry. And also having one male, one female, I'm hoping then the pair of pistos will do breedy breedies for me. Might technically be a form of concrete. Mix the lime in. Yeah, it probably is. It's certainly not quickcrete, I'll give you that much. It takes years to fully go off. But yeah, so it's fire resistant, mold resistant, insect resistant, waterproof, well insulated. All in all, wattle and daub is really, really, really good building material. Hey Brandon, curly resistant. Yes, unlike my hair is certainly not curly resistant. It's going curlier and curlier and grayer as the days go past. Yeah, I noticed that earlier today. I was like, oh crap, there's a lot more grey in there than I thought there was. Never mind. I'm old. I'm surprised it's taken this long to go grey. Both my parents went grey way before now. Oh, hello, Shellets. Yes, we have in breedy terms, we do have a bunch more baby shell dwellers again. So that's always a bonus. Because they do sell for a good price. No, not that I only keep fish to breed and make profit from. Hey, we got to make money how we can these this day and age, don't think round and do it. Do a Chevy tank. It's awesome. It's like super low maintenance. You don't need bright light. You don't want a bright light because you've got no plants in there, so you don't really want a load of light for the algae to flourish. Just some sand, some rocks, some escargot shells, and add jellies, and obviously hard water. Yeah, no, they'll eat almost anything. Flake, pellets, powdered flake, fry food, live foods. Yeah, they eat anything. As long as you go for the neos, so the similis or the multis, they're super chill. They'll have their little squabbles, but they don't hurt each other. Yes, tea and aquas, bobbit. It does get confusing. I'm remembering now. It's finally sunk into my head. Yeah, it's a joke, yes. It is, but I like to at least attempt to get people's names right. Oh hell, I forget my name some days, so give me a break. Um, that's not a joke. Good day, Marquis Mark. Viscount of Vacationers. How are you doing? Hope you had a wonderful day, explorifying and touristing. I hope you're wearing sort of long socks, sandals, knee-length shorts, t-shirt, hat, and a gilet with a big camera, so you really look like a tourist. Exactly. Dressed properly, dressed for the occasion. But it's okay because it's don't know you're not American. You're okay. Oh, Yellow's squatting away out there. I mean, it is a talent, I've got to say. Squatting and windmilling at the same time is really good. I did a squat earlier. I had to pull myself up on the shelves in the garden centre, but I did a squat. Yeah, we visited another garden centre today. We actually found some plants for Mary. It's one of those ones where we figured out what plants she wanted, then we found. Basically, we went around a bunch of different garden centres. Finally found one that's not ludicrously expensive. So the plants she wanted, well, we've got two of them today, and I came to less than £5 for the two, and in other places we visited, they've been like £13 each. 20,000 steps up and down Istanbul. Yeah, in the heat. I'm American. I'm cool. I'm a cool American. I do admit some are not cool. I mean, it's not an offence, but you do stand out when you go abroad. It's kind of noticeable. And I'm not saying it's a size thing either, because there's plenty of lardies over here as well. Yes, I have been confused for an American tourist before. Till I opened my mouth and then they realised I wasn't. That was because I was walking around wearing tennis shoes, long socks, shorts, and waving a camera about. Oh, I live in the muck. I don't care. Everyone knows I'm joking. Jeez, it's not like Not like you're French or anything. And if you're not aware of the history between the UK and France, oh boy, you're in for a shock. I mean, the biggest shock and surprise with the Channel Tunnel being built and all working perfectly isn't that it works perfectly, it's that the French and the English, or British, actually collaborating together on something. What they call a cigarette. Yeah, why is the French for cigarette? I think it is cigarette. I think it's pretty much just the UK is referred to as a fag. If England wasn't protected by a channel, it would be a part of France or Germany. Um, yeah, there's a reason we chose to live on an island surrounded by water. Nah, not banned yet. It's all right because I haven't mentioned Bud Light, so we're okay. I don't have to. It's American beer. It's nasty. Um, yeah, although I am surprised that I've not been banned or even warned or anything for any of my content. My videos are all monetized. Um, Bud Light's no sexy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, flat, tasteless, and unexciting. Um, Chicks dig both, doesn't matter if it's an inflatable raft or a canoe. Bud just gave conservatives an excuse to post all their pictures of transsexuals online. Yes, it's probably going to come back to bite them in the butt. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a bunch of videos of need to take the Sharpe attitude. Don't give a rat's ass. My only live streams. And hell with their following anyone else. I do follow a lot of other people. I do watch. It is the time zone difference being a bit of a pig for the UK to the US. Um, so anyone that streams what will be an American evening time, I'm in bed. I'm asleep. Uh, it's just the way it is. It's pretty much only morning streams that I can actually watch, usually. Oh yeah, give me the crap. I can take it. I've worked retail for years. I'm at the point where I deal with a Karen and I don't even realise I've just dealt with a Karen. Just water off a duck's back. It's like, oh, you're being a rude arse. So well. Next customer will be nice. Sleepy Sharpie. Yes, that's what it is. Even I do sleep. I mean, I know I don't look like I do, but I do. Oh, Bundy wannabe. I think I'm probably closer to Ted Bundy. Um, yeah, yeah. Me working in fashion is never going to happen. Um, yeah, food I can sell, model kits I could sell, fish and fish tanky stuff I could sell, tools and yeah, but clothes. You see the state of me. Uh, I'm never going to work in a fashion emporium other than as a demonstration of what is not cool. But by the simple dance of it not being cool, it is cool because I'm being me, wearing what I'm comfortable in. Have a great day yourself. Um, yeah, wear what you're comfortable in. Be who you are. Seems to be a fairly recent phenomenon, but I've been doing it for 40 years. So, oh yeah. If I had a back room, it wouldn't be growing weed plants. It would have more fish tanks. Um, and if I could work out a way of making money out of model kits, I'd probably work that into it as well somewhere. But it's that whole having to deal with the public thing, which when you do for a living, you don't want to do it with your hobby. Um, which is why I sell direct to store and not to people. Yes, I get less money, but I get a lot less hassle and grief. Jimmy P, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, my friend. I are keeping out of trouble, mostly. Yeah, mostly staying out of trouble. I don't think I've offended many people today. There's only one nation I think I've upset so far this stream, so we're doing well. Now, if anyone's the clone, I'm the clone of Jimmy, unless clones do age faster than the original. That was not taking the Mickey, Jimmy. Statement of fact. And you okay? You're safe. I do not have jelly deals. I do not have stargazy pie. I don't even have pork pies. So you're safe. I do have pork scratchings though. So, you know, the American Sharpie. Uh, even less F's to give than I have. Um, the aquariums and ariums. Jimmy, the third child, had an effect. Now, I did hear he went to school with Methuselah and Job, so, you know. Oh, it's raining sand in the Shelley tank. Oh, someone's decided they need to dig a hole there. Fair enough. Um, perfection created after God flubbed Adam and Eve. Yeah, Jimmy's still got that extra rib in there that us men don't have. Um, actually, he's like a space marine. His rib cage is all fused into one solid mass of bone, so it's immune to damage. Lilith's second husband. Oh, that's a good one. Oh dear, religious jokes. You see, and this is the thing. As I'm pretty sure we all know, I'm not a religious person in the slightest. So people expect me not to know anything about the Bible or religions. I do. I've read the books. I've watched the movies and the TV shows and the documentaries and things. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's history. Um, Taking aside the religious aspects of things, it's a historical tome. And there's a lot to be learnt from history and how not to repeat it time and again and again and again and again. And if we're talking of things we don't want to repeat ever again, wars. Adam and Eve's neighbour, nice couple. Were you the snake, Jimmy? It, it was Jimmy's apple tree. That's what it was. As one of my favourite groups, Sabaton, have recently released a tribute. We're not going to go with cover version of Motorhead's 1916, and it is an absolutely powerfully awesome piece of music. I've watched the video now about half a dozen times, and I'm in tears every single time. Everyone disagrees, but yes, godly history, one truth. This is you have to look. You have to keep the history, learn the history, understand it, and then that way you don't make the same mistakes again. Hopefully, yeah. Unfortunately, we do because the rich want to get richer. They want to keep the poor down, and yeah. And Mark's about to invade Gallipoli. It's going to sail up the Bosphorus and let loose of the 5-inch destroyer guns. I'm trying to think what ships were involved with the Gallipoli landings. Was Warspite there? Probably. Warspite was everywhere there was anything going on. That'd be pre the Queen Elizabeth, wouldn't it? Yeah, good question. I can't actually remember which ships were involved in the Gallipoli landings. Because obviously there was a shore bombardment going on. Yes. The plucky and proud Anzacs. And again, if you're not familiar with the history of that one, look into Gallipoli. That'll be a bit of a shock. Do you think it's I have Lee Enfield with me? Some of the old ones might have flashbacks, Mark. An Aussie walking around Istanbul with a Lee Enfield, yeah, that's probably going to cause some problems. I was a long lost man in the copper mask because the iron mask was taken. Yeah, and because the copper mask is a fungicidal and more expensive. And at the rate the prices are going to be worth more than gold before long. Where I work, we do plumbing supplies as well, so we have copper pipes come in, and like anything like that, there's a bit of flash falls out the end, bits of swarf and copper dust. I was wondering whether it's going to be worth actually sweeping them up and then panning the copper out, See how much you get. You know, could well be worth it financially. Although whether that be classed as theft, I don't know. I'm just going to steal some of the dust off the floor. Okay. Woohoo! I'm rich. What happened? Well, all that dust I've been stealing. Yeah, there was copper in it. Oh. Yeah, if I had a gold pan, it'd probably be worth a go and just see how much copper comes out. I know you need kilos and kilos and kilos of it to make anything, but I will keep cool, don't you worry. I will try not to get heated. Deep fried and flavored pork fat. So as for going back to outhouses, I'm still used to those. We still have some in the UK. Jimmy was a playable character in Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, he could never be an NPC. Yeah, you definitely won't find pork scratchings in Istanbul. You might get lynched if you had some. Yes. But hey, the food is delicious, so you don't need to add pork to the mix. They've got plenty of delicious food there anyway. No Red Dead. Well, Red Dead Redemption is basically what the Outback's like nowadays. All they'd need to do is put some utes in it. We're talking about pork rinds. Turkey is a Muslim country. It's not a Christian country, so yeah. Jimmy was saved on Noah's Ark. Oh, bless. You're really getting it today, aren't you, Jimmy? Poor sod. But look at it this way, Jimmy. At least while people are having to go at you, they're leaving someone else alone. That's my way of looking at it anyway. Gives as well as he takes. That's what I heard. Yeah, I'll wipe my hands of that joke. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much. I'm trying to think if I've been up to much else this week other than work, water changes. Oh, yeah, this week's video. Don't panic, it's a one-off. When I was watching, oh my God, Sharpe's going back to making models again. I was going through some old memory cards and I was like, what the heck's that? Click play, and yeah, there was a kit review that I filmed in 2018. I hadn't got around to uploading yet because I forgot about it. So I thought, yeah, better upload. Well, it wasn't a case of I better upload that. That's what they should do the alerts for, Dan. Oh, Danny boy. The pipes need cleaning. They're full of bacterial colonies. It's what happens when you use a canister. Brand has just come out, so there we go. Yeah, that would be cool if it was a national alert every time I streamed or uploaded a video. I wouldn't say no to all those clicks. Full of gunk and slime, exactly as they should be. Because you know full well that all the bacteria lives in the posh biomedia that you packed in nicely into the canister. Doesn't live in little colonies all the way up and down the pipes. No, it all lives in the biomedia. That's because you already subscribed, Debs. You see, that's why you didn't get the alert notification. Um, I might have to try and that'd probably be a short video talking about where bacteria like to live. What is their favourite place to colonise? Be the pipes coming out of a canister filter. Or around the motor housing on an internal filter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you very much, Mr. Sam, with the Linky Poo becoming a member. And he gets to use the emotes. Oh, God, emote. I know you switched. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Because Debs knows these things. She just senses it. So I think so literally the only thing I can think that's going to be useful for is if someone does launch the nukes. And then let's be honest, do you really want like 3 minutes warning? It's like, what are you going to do? Other than getting a really weird pose in front of the wall so that when they come around and you've got that charcoal silhouette on the wall doing something super weird, like Superman or strike some random pose. Yeah, just what are you going to do? Chances are you're not going to be. You could be at work or doing whatever or asleep. It's like, what are you going to do with like 3 minutes? Gather all your loved ones around and say goodbye. Well, if you're at work or out shopping or having a dump, then they're just going, "Hi, you're going to die in 3 minutes." Is that really? Yeah, I'd rather not. No. Although if I was at work and serving an arse of a customer, that would be quite good. Okay. Yeah, you can be an arse, but you're going to be dead in 3 minutes. But yeah, I'd rather not know. Just bright flash and a loud bang, and that'll be it. Exactly, having a ciggy and a stiff drink. I mean, it's not even enough time to do something fun or, you know, get one last quickie in. I mean, especially because that's the kind of stressful situation where Mini Me is not going to stand up. It's, and then if you do something that you might regret if it's a false alarm, and it is a false alarm, well, whoops. We've got 3 minutes. I'm going to punch my boss in the face. This is just a test. Oh, crap. At least it's not someone like me who's got the job of pressing the button, though. I mean, not for the nukes, I mean for the alert. Because I'd be waiting for like 30 seconds before kick-off for the FA Cup final or start of the Grand National, that kind of thing, and then I'd hit the button. Probably finally get that job done that Mrs. DK is on about. I want to hear about fraternity in here. Now, what will happen is you'll finally finish the honeydew list, get everything done, and be about to sit down and go, "Ah, yes, everything is done." Me. Oh, that's what's going to happen. Let's be honest. Uh, mine was a siren. I think both mine and Mary's were. I don't know if it's different on Android and Huawei and Crapple and different. I mean, it might be different on different manufacturers, different brands, different uh, companies, uh, service providers, all that kind of thing. But yeah. I think my one worry was, I mean, obviously, the thing is, there's a setting on your phone so you can turn it off, which is a bit dumb, really. Um, but yeah, it still only goes by the volume on your phone. So if you got the volume set low, or you got your phone set on silent, it won't do anything. Um, Sounds like the fire alarm at the local public swimming pool. Haven't been to one of them since I was about 6. Does it make a difference? I don't think it comes through on the TV or the radio. I mean, we had YouTube playing at the time, and nothing came through. So presumably, keep calm, carry on. Yeah, this is keep calm and put the kettle on. Have a cup of tea. Fix everything. Cup of tea fixes all ills, apparently. And it'll send me on a murderous rampage. If someone gives me a hot drink that I then take a swig of and it's not coffee or Bovril or Ovaltine. Oh, heck. Oxo or Horlicks. Uh, it does go off even if the device is on silent. Yeah, but it does go by the volume setting because Mary's went off a lot louder than mine did. Um, but that's because I don't have my volume level up high because, you know, I get annoyed when my phone keeps beeping and bleeping at me, especially if I'm at work and there's not anything I can do about it. Because while technically I'm not going to get in trouble if my phone beeps and I go, "Oh yeah, I've got a text," put it away. It's still technically you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to have your phone on you. Um, we all do, of course, but one will not accept being nuked. I mean, that is the thing. The only thing that's going to survive will be bristle noses. Everything else would there just be bristle noses and bristle noses and trumpet snails going. Why hasn't the human fed us yet? Sometimes those get hacked. We get weird that we Shrek stole the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, that'd be okay. Stole it and rewrote it and then gave it back. The right to bear single shot muzzle loading black powder firearms. It's still a gun. Or just switch it from BEAR to BARE is my other joke. The right to wear t-shirts. Crown jewels have been flashed down the loo. Good luck with that. Actually, if you look into what constitutes the crown jewels, it's not just the crown, orb, and scepter. There is a whole lot of stuff. That's Mark Switch's account, yep. That's it. If you're a good shot, you only need one shot. You don't need a 30-round magazine. A whole room and a half of rocks. Yes, it is. It's right. And pretty much every new king or queen or remains to be seen. Hang here. Found a link to our emergency alert system. Most of the time they have a new crown made for the new king or queen. Whether Charlie will is another matter, of course. He may not. From the Telegraph. Yeah, we'll accept the Telegraph as a reputable news source. We sort of goes Telegraph, Guardian, BBC, ITV, all the other channels. Sun, the Mail, the Mirror, the Sport. And as none of the Americans will be familiar with the Daily and the Sunday Sport. Oh, excuse me. It's basically a softcore newspaper. Very popular among teenagers. ITV News, acceptable, just. We're not talking about who's best to look at, Dan. Because if that was the case, then the Daily and Sunday Sport would be top of the pile. And it shows how old I am, but I always had a thing for Kate Garraway as well, so that was one reason to get up and watch the breakfast news. No videos, ITV News. Oh dear. Well, it's more reliable than Fox News. Marit, my darling, how are you? Big mwah, smoochy hug. And pat on the butt. I'll say with something like, something like that, where there's not opinions or, it is pure fact. It's what it is. Then there's, they don't tend to screw it up. And thank you very much, Mark, for the 10 memberships. Oh, and Marit's still not got hers turned on to allow gifts. Oh dear. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, it was good picks. It wasn't some randoms, so that's always good when it does that, because sometimes it will be random people that you've never even heard of. Hit the dollar icon, then the 3 buttons, and like accept gifts or something like that? I did it once many moons ago, and I can't remember how now. People are about a lot. People are around the fish farm a lot. People actually watch my videos and join my streams as well. Join in the 3 buttons. Yeah. Zen's here. Howdy, AGZ. Oh, AGZ. Let's put it in the correct pronunciation for my language of birth. Always going to be aga do. Testing saltwater tank water. It's salty. That's all you need to know. As long as it don't taste like the North Sea, you're fine. There's definitely ammonia in that. Now, it's again being brought up on the eastern side of the British Isles. We get the North Sea to go to the beach and paddle around in. Um, well, you see all these pictures of these wonderful, far-off tropical locations with bluey green seas that you can see right to the bottom of, and wonderful and lovely. The North Sea is generally brown or green on a good day, and I don't mean like that lovely green. I mean like green. You can put your hand in, and if you get up to your elbow, you can't see your hand anymore. Green. Kind of sounds more like a buzzer morning alarm. The text read aloud on TV is so unique. The 70s computer voice that draws you in on purpose, like a phone malfunction. That's it. It's get one of them weird voices that people pay attention to. And howdy, laser. Eh? What's it all about? Sorry. Nothing browner than the Thames. Like what? Actually, the Thames is really healthy these days because all the species of fish have come back. Um, yeah, I remember seeing the Thames back in the 80s, and yeah, it was basically an open sewer, wasn't it? Um, yeah, you didn't go fishing in the Thames. I mean, not unless you wanted to catch brown logfish. But these days, yeah, all the fish are back in the Thames. It's a really clean, healthy river now. So all the stuff they've done has actually worked. Um, I mean, unfortunately, it has permanently affected Southend because that's still an absolute crap hole. if you geographically, Southend is on the Thames estuary, which is where do we catch the eels at? Generally, not very often in the UK too much now. We've pretty much wiped out most of them, but it's normally on the way back up the rivers that the eels get caught when they come into spawn, ironically. But yeah, most of the big rivers. There are some that landlocked, so they're in the lakes around here and the ponds. Um, it's fine when you hook a big eel because they're relatively, they fight well and they're relatively easy to unhook. The small ones, however, are an absolute freaking nightmare because they do tie themselves in loops and knots around your line and cover everything in slime and gunk. Yeah, Southend. It's like, somewhere's bad when Clacton is a step up. Then you go a little bit further and you get to Walton on the Naze, which back then was posh. And then Southwold. And hello, Adele, or should I say, g'day, me darling. G'day, Sheila. And Barbara, hello, how are you? Coming to take you away. Ha ha, hee hee, ha ha, hee hee, ha ha. Oh dear. Yeah. The waterways of the UK are actually surprisingly in good condition compared to how they were. Well, they were anyway until last summer when most of them dried up again. Um, sorry, these are just too moorish. Yum, 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 yum. And that reminds me, I do need to get back down to the river in daylight so I can actually film it and you can actually see what's down there. And the local fishing lake as well, so we can see whether the water levels have come back up again there. Because that was scarily low last summer. I'm like 3-4 foot low. It'll get down. But considering the spring we've been having, hopefully the water levels will come back up nicely. It's been fairly moist. We had a fairly moist winter as well, so fingers crossed we don't get another long dry summer with record breaking temperatures and forest fires and half a local town burning down because some idiot threw a cigarette butt out the window into a field of dry grass. Yeah. It was interesting last summer, I'll give it that. And other interesting local news. There's a whole load of hoo-ha and loads of police cars and ambulances and helicopters zooming around on Monday. And it turned out a young lad, I think I'll say young lad, a male, not too far from where I filmed down by the river, same kind of area, unalived himself in his car. So that happened. Bit soon for me to go and investigate. Probably. I'll leave it a while at least because it's one thing investigating where if there might be a spirit or a ghosty there. That might have been there a few hundred years, but when it's like a week, it's probably a bit too soon. But I had a nice rainy, snowy winter, much better water, but not looking forward to the summer. Yeah, I never look forward to the summer. Yeah, so there are a couple of local places where people do go to. What's the other current fad term? Unalive themselves around here. One of which I've already been to and filmed. And there was something or someone there. No one that I could see or that was making a noise. So not a live person, but yeah. Yeah, always sad when it happens. Go down to where my neighbour walked out in front of a train. You might find someone there or something there. You might not. I'll say not everyone leaves a spirit behind, as it were. I'm wondering whether it's a choice you get. Do you want to stay behind and haunt everyone, or do you want to just go to heaven, hell, or disappear? One of the phrases that are safe from the algorithm too. Yeah. Some of the channels I say watch, listen to, and they're so careful about the words they say. It's yeah, they still won't say COVID. Yeah, they still call it the lockdown. They won't even call it the pandemic. They'll call it the lockdown. They'll change the word every time. Howdy, Tommy. How you doing, my friend? Train tracks often a place used to do that. I know some tracks would be haunted. Yeah, they are. There's and it's probably more accidental ones where it'll be a railroad trestle, as you have in the States, I believe they're called, where people use it as a bridge to get from one side to the other because it's quicker than walking all the way around. Now, one of them where you can walk 2 miles or you can nip across the train trestle. So people nip across the train trestle, mistime it, and crunch. Those do tend to have a haunting there. Yeah, just call it what it is. Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, I kind of understand why people are very conservative about what they say, and I do kind of get it to a point. But yeah, if you're doing it on YouTube, it's not meant for kids, so you don't have to worry about using words that'll upset children or themes that'll upset children. And I'm pretty sure advertisers aren't going to be too worried if you say suicide, rape, or drugs, or COVID in a video. It's all, again, it's down to context, isn't it? But Tommy's so Dan knows a guy that jumped in front of a train twice, so he's still with us. Walks with sticks now, so no more jumping for him. It'd be more of a tumble. And Tommy's great, about to change out a kitchen countertop and custom paint the bathroom with different slate colours and gold veining blotching in areas. Very posh. Ooh. I tend not to even put the light on when I go to the bathroom. I don't want to risk seeing myself in the mirror or looking down into the toilet afterwards. Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, it's very posh. See, that's the kind of thing that I'd get someone in to do because I suck at things like that. I can do it, it just never looks good. I even struggle to saw a piece of wood straight, you know. It's probably more down to poor tools and not having the correct tools to do the job properly is more the problem. Yeah, it's oh no, but it's gone for me. I'm off to play the grand piano. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, I know that's not a piano tune, and I know it's pronounced scones. Hoodies. See, if you light a candle and say Sharpe 5 times into a mirror, yeah, but it's not just, yeah, it's not just that I'll appear behind you, Dan. It's what I'll be doing when I appear behind you. You'll feel a poke, and then you'll feel both hands on your shoulder. The whole world went into lockdown because of COVID. Is not a secret. No, it's not. But so the problem was when it first happened and started, there was YouTube had to get careful because people were posting videos about what their views were, what they thought, and no scientific backing, no actual, facts, just what they made up about it. So they had to get careful about that. So they did kind of block videos that mentioned COVID, and now people are still being careful about it, even if they're not spreading false facts. Bun, darling, how are you? Better late than never. Fashionably late. Howdy, Stuart. How you doing? Good to see you. My view is the only view. I remember those days. Yeah, it's just, to me, the crazy thing is that I went from being unemployed for like 9 months. So, and as I'm not a very sociable person, and I don't particularly enjoy shopping, so I do it as little as possible, or socializing. So for 9 months, I was basically in lockdown. Then 3 days before lockdown happened, I got a job. Worked all the way through COVID, and then as soon as all the restrictions got lifted, I quit. Then spent the next 9 months or whatever, sitting on my butt at home, trying not to go out and spend money. And still, there's people that don't believe COVID is real. Yeah. It's fake. It's the 5G that gives you the COVIDs. No, it's not. Radio waves do not transmit disease, especially extremely short range ones or short wave ones. Yeah. Oh no. It activates the chip in the in the vaccine, and that's what makes you die. Really? No. Oh, ooh. His Deb's going to take us to bed with her. Ooh. I mean, tell me, not already artificial intelligence symbiotes just living in the matrix as it is. Yeah, we might be. I just don't care enough to worry about it. 5G do all kinds of things, interesting waves. Yeah, I say, but it is literally just a very short wave radio wave. If you stretch the waves out, you get like AM, a bit more medium wave, long wave, and then really stretch it out, and you get light. All the things that 5G was the problem with. Yes. Oh my god, the 5G. It's no different to 4G or 3G, just a shorter wavelength. Now, dumb as this is going to sound, that's actually probably the best version of a conspiracy theory about COVID that I've actually heard, Dan. Invented just so the politicians could party with no cameras, snap them, staggering the back with their pants on their head. I say Larry the cat for Prime Minister. Come on, he's been in number 10 Downing Street for longer than any of the recent ones have. I'd love to know what Larry the cat has to say about it all. You just imagine, he just gets used to one and he's like, yeah, okay, I suppose I'll let you pet me and feed me then. And then they're gone, and another one comes in. He's like, who the hell are you? Poor Larry. And yeah, yes, number 10 Downing Street has a cat. It's not the Prime Minister's cat. I think there's one at number 9 as well. Which isn't the Chancellor's cat. No, I'd like to be him, Alan Sugar. No, I'd be happy, but he'd sort all the mess out. He would. And that's what it's going to take, isn't it? It's going to take someone who just doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I don't care if it's going to upset them. This fixes the problem. We're going to do this. 5G, yeah. Well, not $5,000. Yeah, my small trailer. This is a slight volt fast, but that's the thing, isn't it? If you've not got any debt, life is a lot easier. If you've got all the stuff you need and you don't have to rent or buy new things, that's a lot better or simpler. Yeah, yeah. The natural world did have a bit of a recovery while we were all locked down. That's for sure. Lots of, like all the canals in Venice were suddenly clean and clear again, and all the fish came back, and the birds and the foxes and the rabbits and the squirrels and everything came back into the towns because it was all quiet again. So I'm reading your mind there, Adele. Shrimp are easy, bun bun. Yes. And all the smog was gone, yeah. So shrimp is easy. Just get yourself a mature tank that's been running for God knows how long. So it's got plenty of gunk in it and alfvux and infusoria and yeah, all the gunge that shrimp actually like to eat. And just take all the fish out and bung the shrimp in. Leave a few snails in there. The thing is, shrimp don't produce enough waste to produce enough of the stuff they like to eat. So you need a little extra something in there. So I normally find a bristlenose or a clown pleco or some nerite snails. That, that does help a shrimp colony along quite a lot. And seeing fish and dolphins in the canals of Venice was amazing. I'm sure it was. I remember seeing the videos. A bit off with shrimp, but a bit too hard or a bit too soft. Which way are you going, Bunny? Have you got crunchy water or squidgy water? Because if it's crunchy, then just go Neo Caradina. If it's squidgy, then go Caradina. Softish. Yeah, just get some Caradina rather than Neos. You'll be fine. Streets being cleaner, increased spending on vehicular violence. More hit and runs than the whole two. Jeez. I was, yeah. We're in lockdown. There's more accidents happening out and about. Well, probably because the streets were clearer, so people thought they could get away with going faster, and then realised they didn't have the talent. Yeah, am I knowing anything? Then I say, it's like my water is hard, but last year I had my shrimp, which are used to my hard water. They went outside in basically a bucket full of rainwater that went green and wasn't filtered and wasn't fed and wasn't water changed. Well, there's the auto water change system when it rained, but it didn't really do that much last summer. And then when the time came, I brought them in and I put them basically straight. I did do a bit of a drip acclimation. This it wasn't a massive shock going from like 6.5 pH to 8.2. And yeah, they were absolutely fine. Yes, now I'm no expert, as we all know, but I think a lot of the problem people do have with shrimp is the tank is too new and too clean. Um, so they cycle it and they keep it lovely and clean, and the parameters are perfect, and then they put the shrimp in, and there's nothing for them to eat. And yes, I know you feed your shrimp, but they graze 24/7 pretty much. So yeah, I think that's where the problems lie. Or they're buying shrimp from somewhere where they've been bred in RO water or whatever, and then they take them home and their tap water is completely different, and yeah, that'll do for them. But as Dan says, just buy local bread. It is what was soft as a unicorn passing wind, which is rainbow coloured, and never had a problem with Neos. Exactly. It's, and if you've seen Dan's shrimpy tank or tanks, gorgeous. So if you've got a tank that's got, people freak out about green water, yeah. Oh my God, my water! Oh no, oh no! What will I do? My water has gone green. Congratulations, you have a healthy fish tank. Yes. The amount of posts on shitty aquariums on Reddit, and you're like, no, that's not shitty. That's actually really healthy. What? No, but look, the water's green. The water's dirty. No, it's not. Put Daphnia in the green water tank and it'll soon clear up. And then you have all the Daphnia for all your fishes to eat. Or just bung a load of leaf litter in there and the water out of the rainwater butt, and you end up with Daphnia anyway. Which I think is possibly why the Nanacaras have a drink. Why they started spawning is because the amount of food in there that is suitable for their babies to eat, as long as they don't eat the eggs. Last night in Istanbul, heading out early tomorrow for the Gallipoli dawn service on the 25th. And yes, it is pronounced Gallipoli, not Gallipoli. It's not some kind of pasta. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, green water is the best kind of water for baby fish or fan feeding shrimp as well. People go, why do my bamboo shrimp keep dying? Or why can't I keep the giant African wood shrimp alive? It's like, your water's too clean. Stick a bucket outside in the sun, let it go green, and then tip a cup of water in there every day or two. But that'll be dirty water. Yeah, but it's what those bloody shrimp eat, and baby fish as well. Yeah, it's just food. You know, oh my God, that aquarium is horrific. The water is cloudy. There's 150 odd bristle noses in there. That's why it's cloudy. Oh, the Delzotto is going bonkers. No wonder he doesn't move that much during the days. You've got a nocturnal one. Walking all over the old town has knackered me. You'll need a rest when you get back, Mark. It's a microscope pasture. That's a very good way of putting it, Barbara. I like that one. Green water is a microscope pasture. Oh, let's have a look at some fishies, shall we? See if we can see any. Oh no, algae! That way. Yay! Oh, we'll go a bit further. We might even get them in the middle. There we go. Baby shellies at the bottom. And lots of other adult shellies zooming about as well. Who says shellies are bottom dwellers? And yes, that is fry food on the surface. They're just waiting for it to get caught in the downdraft. They'll go up to the top, but they won't feed from it. Yeah, that's not an unhealthy tank. It just needs a bit of a filter clean because, you know, and yes, they are coming up to the top for air. Don't panic. So, clean out the filter tomorrow, and that'll be as clear as that by lunchtime. And there we got more bristles, more super reds and long fins, more super reds. Just a few Limia Perugia in there. That's way more than I actually put in there because the fry in the grow out tank, they're having babies now. And I suppose we got to get a happy Cara in there somewhere, haven't we? It wouldn't be me without a happy Cara. At the moment, Bun, I think it's 14. Oh, another escape pleco. Just see the tail wiggling. And lots and lots of limias all over the place. There's the gorgeous boy up the back. You can see the black and yellow on his fins. It's a 200 litre Adele. Massively overstocked apparently, but you know, it's healthy and everyone's doing well. Let's see if we can find Mr. Pisto. He's in here somewhere. He's probably found a new hidey hole. Oh, we've got another happy Cara. Mr. Pisto was hiding down there the other day. But yeah. Oh, and yeah. More baby bristles. Yeah, you can't go wrong with happy Caras or snoozy Caras. Yeah, they are just super chill, super friendly fishies. And you can tell just by the amount of live bearer fry there are in there. You know, if they wanted to, those Acaras could clear them out overnight quite easily. Yeah, they're fine on their own. They don't need to be in a group or anything. It's just I bought 3 at the time because that's what they had. And I was hoping to get a male and female, but I got 3 boys. And it was the third one, Donkey, that kept the peace. But literally all they do once a month, when it's their time of the month, is they'll have a bit of a lip lock, give each other a little graze on the nose, maybe a little bit of chasey, and that's it. Other than that, they just do what they're doing right now. They just chill. You know, literally, the most aggressive fish in that tank now is going to be the male Epistogramma. I can say that word, I promise. It is. They get their breedy time, and the old tube comes down, and yeah, and it is like the least aggressive fight you'd ever see. It's literally the fishy equivalent of the. And it lasts for like a minute. I mean, Doug and Mango, the 2 lemon blue-eye bristlenoses. I mean, some of their fights can go on for quite a while, but they don't actually hurt each other. Yeah, bitch slaps. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, the 2 male bristlenoses don't actually hurt each other. And it looks like I might be getting some colony breeding going to be happening as well with the pelvic acromis subocellatus. Yeah, there's the breeding pair in there. There's 2 juvenile females who are starting to show their spawning colours and a juvenile male. And there's no chasey, fighty going on. They're hanging out together. So, one of 2 things are going to happen. It's suddenly going to turn aggressive, or we're suddenly going to be overrun with baby pelvic acromis again. But hey, yeah. So watching electric blue Acaras do whatever, even if they're fighting, is kind of funny. I wouldn't suggest it with the blue Acara or the bronze Acara. I mean, the bronze Acara is absolutely stunning fish. But because it is the natural wild variant and flavour, They're proper cyclic aggression going on. Nothing wrong with that. I'm known to lip lock and last about a minute myself. That's called a kissing Mrs. DKF. You're allowed to do that, Dan. Yes, I do. I supply one local store, and it's the one I've got a playlist of about 6 or 7 videos touring it. Yeah, I supply them for cash, and there's another couple that I supply for either store or livestock credit. So, oh, somebody just ran past the back door outside. I'm not entirely sure what. Might have been a rat. Could have been a hedgehog. Um, Might have been a blackbird. Never know. Yeah, so the plan is if I can't sell some of the bristly noses and the limias, is to take some over to the shop where I get the livestock credit because they breed their own cherry shrimp. So they would let me have cherry shrimp very cheap for livestock credit. Because I'd take them super red bristle noses, which are quite a bit of money. Well, they sell them for quite a bit. Basically, what they do is they give you the value that they would pay their wholesaler. So, yeah, I'd get quite a lot of shrimp, and I would just dump them in my shrimp tank and extra genetics and some actual colour back into them. Yeah, last time, what was it, 3 weeks ago? Should be going next week again. But I got nearly £300 worth of fish and snails that I sold. Yeah, exactly. Shipping costs are out of control and locally bred. As we all know, locally bred in the local water by a fish keeper, a hobbyist, you get stronger, healthier fish, and they're usually bigger as well. Because I mean, it's fairly regular. I see bristle noses for sale in shops at sizes that I wouldn't even sell them at to the shop. It's a look at them and go, hang on, you wouldn't accept them if I bought them in at that size, but you're willing to pay the importer for them at that size. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, shipping costs are out of control, but this, I say, there's so much that goes into it. I mean, there's a lot of electric and gasoline price increases that have all had to be added into the cost of shipping things, increases in wages. So, I mean, if someone's on minimum wage and like over here, the minimum wage went up considerably this year, that gets passed on to the consumer. You've got no local store, the big box stores are about 2 hours away, and I wouldn't sell them anyway. Don't feel like they care for them well enough. Don't see it pass along proper care info. Yeah, so there's one big box store, as it were. There's only one real chain store in the UK, and they just don't take fish in anyway. I'd rather buy unhealthy ones. Yeah, they'll be giving good prices and delivering. Yeah, mass producers are struggling. It's always like Stenka discus, if not gone, they are going, just because of the sheer costs of running a discus farm. It's not profitable anymore. And as I've said before, I've checked, and Tropco is like the biggest sales place for fish in the UK, and I carry at times like 10 times the amount of bristle noses that they do. So LS gave you 140 cash for 5 fish Friday. I'm betting they were fairly impressive Fish though, Greg, I bet we're not talking 3 common bristlenoses or 3 muck guppies. Can't Subway take over the discus farm? No, discus don't fit in a Subway sandwich. That's the problem. And they go in between. They go nicely between 2 slices of bread. And angelfish fit lovely on crackers. Now, if you've got some Jacob's cream crackers, angelfish fit perfectly on those. Not doing top coat ever again. 1 good experience, 3 generally awful ones. Yeah, so I've only ever ordered 1 thing from them, and that was the blue shrimp. And yeah, they didn't exactly do well. They're the ones that developed Vorticella, or Vorticella, whichever way you want to say it. Yeah, my theory is, yeah, sure, they might have thousands of species or whatever, and whichever fish you might want, you can just get it there and then, order it. But when you factor in the cost of the shipping, if you're just after like a male and a female pair of, say, a flavour of a pisto, and it's the shipping costs more than the fish do, and I'm not going to pay that. I'll wait until one of my locals has got them in, or I'll keep bugging them that I'm after a pair, and then eventually they get some in anyway. Pacu would make a nice grilled steak. Yeah, pacu is a food fish in parts of the world. You get some nice fillets off of it, wouldn't you? It's just the teeth. Those human teeth that pacu have, that's what creeps me out about them. And what they can do to walnuts. All cichlids, severing and jewels, our customers looking for adults. Twice they weren't even the right species. 3 times they were dead or critically sick. I think they cared years back, but now they just don't. I would say it's hard to judge, but you've obviously had bad experiences. The one experience I had was okay. It's, but yeah, for the only reason I went with the shrimp is because it was, for some reason, the shrimp were under a normal postage cost, so £3.95 Royal Mail parcel force, whatever. But shrimp, it would have been, or fish would have been like 36 quid, and it's like, I'm not paying more for the bloody postage than I'm paying for the fish. Yeah, I say it's always better if you can get them locally yourself. It might not even have been that they did something. It could have been how the shipping company kept them. And I know the shipping company technically should only have them a day, but they stick them somewhere super hot and then somewhere super cold or whatever, then the stress, etc. It's generally stress that makes fish ill, I think. Like the bugs and things are there all the time, but it's only when they get stressed out they come down with them. It's like us, when we get run down or stressed out, we get ill. Yeah, I would too. I'll always give a company a second chance because you never know. You might just have had someone having a bad day or something went wrong. That these things happen. But if it happens a second time, then you're like, yeah. And when you're dealing with living creatures, it's really not a good thing. Have a good night, Mark, and I won't say have a good time at the morning service for Gallipoli, but leave a thanks for the service to the soldiers and the Anzacs that were there for me. Thank you very much. Like black, trying to decide on background, frost color changing. Cool background colours. Yeah, charcoal would be quite interesting. Um, I mean, yeah, what colour would you do? Background. So, I mean, black generally makes everything else pop out, but it's kind of everyone does black. So, dark grey and anthracite, especially if you, I mean, if you're going to paint it, if you could get something in a metallic grey or a metallic dark grey, a metallic anthracite colour, that would look cool because you'd get the sparkle off the metallic coming through the glass. And I've got some really cool paints upstairs in the man cave that would probably be really funky. Um, I've got some pearlescent flip-flop paints, so that'd be interesting. Background of a Sharpie thumbnail. What a live stream thumbnail just printed out and stuck on the back of the tank. Oh, gold. Black diamond fine sand is grey. Having a 75 is like dust. Yes, it is literally just ground up anthracite coal. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to go blue, I'd go with darker blue, like an ultramarine or a navy blue, something like that. No offense to anyone who's got the blue backs on the tanks, it just looks too much to me, at least. It looks too much like a tank in a fish shop. Because they do tend to have blue backgrounds on them, and yeah, to me, it just makes me think it's in a fish shop. Yeah. So I think I've got I've got a red and green pearlescent flip flop. So depending on which angle you look at it, it goes pink and green, and pearlesces as well. That'd be cool. Probably play merry havoc with the fish, and especially if you're trying to film the tank. That's also a transparent paint, so you need to back it with probably a black to get the best out of it. Yeah, there are some very cool effects you can get with paint, but frosted does look good. Yeah, cobalt. I mean, it's got to be a good strong blue, I think, if you're going to go blue. Or purple. Purple would be good. Or if you could, I'm guessing you're using a paintbrush. Back in the day, all painted tanks had a blue background. The mirror is great. Yeah, I mean, I say that's got a white wall behind it, and you can see how whited out that gets. Unfortunately, the plecos eat all the algae and the nerites, and yes, that is Big Bob, I believe, up there. Yes, that is one of my nerite snails. I don't think. No, that isn't Big Bob. Big Bob is considerably larger than that. He's nearly double the size. Door vinyls, green and purple on the silver angel fish. Yeah, that would be cool. I was thinking, because if you were spraying it rather than brush painting it, you could do two different colours and have it fade from one to the other. So you could have like a green lower down and then a blue higher up. So you get so it looks like the green of the plants and then the blue of the water or the sky. Howdy, Ricky. How you doing? Good to see you. Room is painted blue, so once we're hiding the equipment, I could just leave it unpainted. So I'm not worried about hiding the equipment. Although it's not like you can see the heater and the filters in there, is it? I mean, the heater is behind the Vallison area. One filter is down here behind some cryptocorns, and the other one is a honking great fluval U4 that you can't see because there's well in front of it. Sponge it on. Yeah, sponge. You can make a sponge work. Hoses, etc. Yeah, true. Yeah, see, the thing is, because I is a modeler, I has an airbrush, so I could do some really funky effects if I wanted to on the back of a tank. I could, yeah. If I was really feeling it, I could probably actually paint fish on it. Ricky's drinking. I would cheers you, but I've finished because I've been munching on pork scratchings as well, and they're rather dry. It's drilled 180 gallon. So what's that for? 418 is 1836, 720 litre. Ooh. One tank I saw is Ace. Favourite vinyl LP covers. Oh, that would be cool, especially on the smaller nano tanks. Yeah. Yeah, smaller cubes. If you got a 12-inch cube, just think about that. Ooh, that'd be cool. Just stick your LP behind it. So let's be honest, no one's got a record turntable anymore. Painting plants, something in reverse. Yeah, that is the problem if you're painting on the backside of the glass to look into it. If you're painting it, you have to paint the detail first and then the main colours afterwards. So if you're painting, say, plants on plants and then blue for water, you'd have to paint like the veins and the stems, then paint the leaves in a slightly different shade of green or brown or whatever. Then you'd have to paint the water over the top of that. But any kind of effects you wanted to do on that, you'd have to do before you put the main colour on. Yeah, I used to paint radio control car body shells, which are clear. So you paint them on the inside. So you have to paint everything back to front. So you paint the top layer first. It can get a bit confusing, especially when you're doing things like the DVD cover of Freddy versus Jason on the roof of a monster truck shell, or there was one person I painted a shell for. I did the entire Simpsons bar scene on the roof. That was fun. Lots of thinking to do. Frosted plastic with a colour changing LED light bar. Yeah, that would look cool. Although I'll probably figure out which colour I like the best and just leave it on that. Yeah, I'll have to have a think. And I've got a tank down there that's not in use, so technically I could empty it out, clean it, and then paint the back of it something. Big poster of the dogs playing poker. Yeah, that'd be cool. Or the old one of the tennis girl scratching her bum. Painted on plants on the back. Yeah, so it all depends how artistically gifted you are. I'm not very artistically gifted, so I like to keep things simple. If I've got something 3D to paint, I can paint it and do a pretty good job of it. But if you give me like a blank canvas to paint or draw on, yeah, I'm going to end up drawing a dick. Let's be honest. Going with public aquarium. Since I couldn't do the walk, thought I applied for African penguins. Ooh, yes, yes, penguins are always cool. That's what they make Guinness out of. They liquidize penguins, and the white stuff floats to the top. Screen with a fire playing background for a Hellraiser tank. That would be cool. Fire, yes. And then 6 Major cichlids in there. On the big foam sculptured backgrounds make look like trees. Have some pretty nice driftwood already. I say you can get carried away and put so much in there that it then the fish kind of disappear. And it's kind of like that with the plants have just gone a bit crazy. And there's 2 honking great chunks of wood in there, and you can barely see them because the plants have just gone nuts. Oh hell, I trimmed like 2 feet off of that blooming valve this week, and it's already got back to the other side of the tank. Pleco poop, the best fertilizer. Friend brought his friends that introduced me. She's really beautiful. Oh, yeah. Good luck. Try not to burp or fart. You'll be okay. Most fish are choose from colour or fins, so you don't want to distract from that. Yeah, I'll say it's easily done. It's a fish tank. It's not an ornament. I think a lot of people do get not people do kind of get the 2 mixed up. You know, it's something that things live in. It's never going to be perfectly clean or. And so people see the videos and the pictures in the magazines or online of these perfectly scaped and wonderful aquascaped tanks and beauty and yeah, they only look like that for the photo shoot or for the video. Before and after that, they look just as bad as everyone else's. Hello, Jeff. Don't worry about being late. You can always catch the replay. It's good to see you. Yeah, as I say, I thought you did have an orange one. Blue shrimp on plants, pop in that. Oh, definitely. Yeah, everything will stand out against the orange. That was a joke, Jeff. You don't have to watch the replay. There's nothing that interesting happened, I don't think. Yeah, that shows how bad my memory is. I can't remember what we were talking about like an hour and a half ago. So perhaps if I watched them back, I might actually have an idea what I was streaming about. No, that's not a typo. That's just who Jeff's been texting lately. And I'm sure Dan's been called Danielle more than once in the past. It's just what happens. Same with people calling me Jonathan. It's like, no. But John's a shortened version of Jonathan. Technically, yes, but not in my case. You can keep the Uthan for yourself. Only on Sunday, yeah. Only on Sunday is here, Danielle. Daniel in Drag. That's the other channel. It's very interesting. It's amazing what he can do with a wig. Anyway, unfortunately, my time is up, and I need a pee, so and a drink. So thank you to everyone for showing up. I know he's left, but thank you again to Mark for the 10 memberships. Hope everyone has a wonderful week. Stay fishy, stay safe, stay healthy, have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah.